All right, everyone. Welcome back to Escape Attitude Radio Podcast. It's another beautiful day today. And here with me, I have my co-host, the Limprimp. Welcome back to the show, Limprimp, today. And we're going to be discussing the danger of fake news. So lately, I know this has been going on, but lately I've been seeing a lot of and this particular video that I saw it's actually from a guy from Nigeria, and I realized that I get to a point that someone have to speak about this. That is totally wrong. Fake news has been something I believe government need to look into, and this kind of is a little bit concerning right now because I saw this video. This guy posted the video, and he posted the video of Lagos State government. They were doing some house demolition. So there's a woman. I can't see the woman, but more or less like a voice on the video that was crying that they are demolishing their house. So right away when I see that video, I can pinpoint right away that woman is not from the East. The woman sounds like a Yoruba woman, but I'm not sure. But she doesn't really sound like someone from the East. But the guy that did this video, I know this is kind of common in Nigeria now to be using bait.
Clickbait.
Yeah, like bait title, some sort of things like that. Mm-hmm. But this is a sensitive time. We just finished an election in Nigeria that the East believe in Lagos they are being marginalized due to whatever that transpire. And if we have to look at it across board in Nigeria, we have some areas in the East that the Igbos will not allow Yoruba people to vote if they will not vote for their party. So I don't want us to limit this to Lagos alone. It's happened across the board. But this is a sensitive time, and people should be mindful of what they will be, channel or what they're going to put on their platform, so that we don't have civil unrest. This guy was making his viewer to understand that those houses that have been demolished belongs to the Igbos, and that Lagos State governor purposely did that in revenge that they did not vote for APC. Mm-hmm. That is why they are demolishing Igbos' property in Lagos. So when I saw the video, that really didn't sit well with me. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Can this be true? But when I listened to the voice of that woman, I realized the guy is pushing out a fake news. But why I was really concerned is that it's too sensitive at this moment to be pushing something like that just because you want views or whatever you are trying to achieve. Mm-hmm. And that's why I want to do this video, just to enlighten my viewers and this particular guy in question that this is totally wrong. And there was a time in Nigeria that people were pushing for the use of internet space, that there should be a regulation. Let me get your thoughts on this. How you feel about it? Let me just get your thought before we proceed.
I think you said the most important thing. It's clickbait. It's fake news. It's news that's meant for whoever's reading it to do something about it, and they want you to do something quickly. Right? So, first of all, you have to check yourself. If you are the type that's very quick, you don't take a step back to think about what you just read, what you just saw, what you just heard. It's a lesson for those people. Because if you are the type of person that you hear something and you want to tell the whole world, or you don't take a step back and digest what you have just, what you have just seen, what you have just read, you don't think about things like that. You don't, what's the English word? You don't think about, okay, what's the advantage if I share this information? What's the disadvantage if I hold this information for a little bit? Even the Bible says, "Why do you what's the English version? I don't know the English version. I don't know the English version. Do your research. The Bible says when you hear something, do your research. Make sure what you have just, encountered is something that is true. Investigate. Do your own little investigation. Make sure this is something that's true before you start sharing and adding to the fire of the fake news. So, like I said, fake news, this clickbait is meant to trigger something in you. So, as everyone watching, just be careful what we are saying. It is so easy to get scammed just because of that fact. They sent you something. Oh, you have just been billed $2,500 on your credit card. And that credit card the limit is only $1,000. So how would they be able to charge $2,500? You have to be patient. There's a lot of things I just said. You have to be patient. You have to take a step back. You have to do your own investigation. You have to think, use your brain before you click share, before you click post, before you click send. There's so many things going on nowadays that we just have to take an extra set of caution on that extra set of caution so that we don't cause civil unrest that you said at the end of the day, because that's exactly what these people want. That's exactly what these people want. Because why would you be sending fake news to people? You are the coward. And sometimes, you can't do see, the devil is so hard for the devil to do what he really wants to do. He needs numbers, right? If it's only one devil against, one-on-one, if it's only one-on-one, yes, fine, he can finish us. But because he wants to finish the human race, he's not going to do it by himself. And this is why these people are they are cowards. They know that they cannot do this thing by themselves. So they need people that are very impatient. They need people that are itchy finger, itchy body, that they read something, they don't think, they click it, they send it, they share it, and then other people that are like that too will start sharing it. And before you know it, something that is not even, and this is how a lot of people's names are getting dragged for no reason, because they are bad-mouthing people. You join mouth. You don't even do your own investigation. They are, so many things. But the most important thing, let's be patient. Let's do our own investigation. At least a little bit of investigation. And sometimes it's not everything that we see, it's not everything that we read about that we should talk about. So there are some times when refrain from even joining them, because once you put your mouth, you have joined the multitude in doing evil. Praise the Lord.
To be sincere, right? Yes. Honestly speaking, you're right. In fact, we understand that fake news can cause panic. It can cause fear.
Yeah.
Even fake news can incite violence.
Yeah.
Fake news can also, it can erode the legitimacy of real news.
Real problems, right? Real issues.
And when you carry fake news, it can affect democracy to the point that it can cause distortion in public opinion. And if we have to look at it this way, right, even the Bible says that, if you look at the book of Proverbs 11:13, it says that a gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. So if you look at Proverbs 20:19 also, it says that a gossip betrays a confidence. So avoid anyone who talks too much. You see, in the case of this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's an able guy. That's for sure, he's an able guy. Lately, if you see the videos that are going on in Nigeria, all these guys that do short clips, that they will just run out from the bush and say, it don't happen. It has landed again. Oh, it don't scatter again. All those kind of, uncalled for attention, things like that, all because they want view. I understand Nigeria is in a way that, people want to fend for themselves because the government have failed us. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. That's hands down. Government in Nigeria, they failed woefully. They are nothing to write home about. All our leaders are nothing to write home about. They have failed. They are all failure. We understand. But we still need to keep our sanity.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria is our home. The Igbo land belongs to the Igbo, the Yoruba belongs to the Yoruba. Why the Arewas on the north? This is our land. We have no other one. We should do everything possible to protect it. So, in the case of this guy, we have election in Lagos, and we see how some Igbo are being attacked, which I do not condone. Now that is going on, you saw a video of the government. I was kind of reserved with my comment, but I still did comment that, guy, what you are doing is wrong. In this sensitive time, this is not what you should be pushing because you want views. This can cause civil unrest. In fact, people can start killing each other just because you want view and you carry fake news. And at the end, I was so happy that the views were able to talk.
The ladies?
Yeah, the ladies in TVC News. They were able to talk about this particular house demolition, and lo and behold, a lady calling, I think it was working with the department of that government office that do those demolition. The lady now, kind of exposed everything that is going on, that this is not Igbo or Yoruba or anybody. Something happened probably, and part of what she said is that some of those houses need to be demolished because of safety issue. Some of them cut corners that they do not go through the proper channel. They pay their way not to pay the right amount of money they're supposed to pay. They were given notice to do the right thing. They failed to do it, and government take action by demolishing those houses. Do you see how this is kind of different from how the guy is pushing it? And I'm going to try and look for the video and put it up for people to see. And see how this guy projects Lagos State government that, and it make it political. It bring body boss picture that this is who's supposed to be our governor. And now the person that took their mandate is destroying Igbo's property. It's so wrong. And I honestly, in the same country, that guy should be arrested by now. Honestly, he's supposed to be in police custody by now to answer for what he did. So I would like to ask you one solution.
What's the solution?
Yes. What do you think should be the solution to this fake news carrier? What do you think should be the solution?
I asked a question in church the other day. If a lady that was dressed as a prostitute walks into the church right now, what will people do? What will you be thinking in your mind? And I expected people to say, "Oh, I'll be thinking, oh my goodness, this is the house of God. Why are you dressed in that way?" But then Jesus in the Bible even said, "Come as you are." So if this person is coming as you are, there's something that is going on in your brain. There's something that's going on in our brain that we ourselves need to check. We are the ones that we check ourselves. We have to check ourselves. Okay? So just like I said, you see something that is that demands your immediate reaction. Just take a step back. What's the solution? Just like you said, demand and supply. This is a demand problem. There are people that will always do this for views. There are people that will always do this for money. So are we going to tell them to stop? Are you going to tell them to stop? This is hashtag demand and supply now.
Like you said, exactly. I have a lot of solution that I kind of highlight.
People are always going to do this thing, but number one thing is to check yourself.
I like some solutions here.
Check yourself. Is he under check yourself?
Yeah,
there's a lot of things.
I think that's one is the number one that I have.
Number one, check yourself. What are your values? What is motivating you? What is moving you? What's your focus? That's the main thing. Once you check yourself, and the second person checks themselves, there's an illustration. You put matches. You put matches. You line it up, and you light one. If that one falls, it will light the other one. Light the other one. Light the. If one match can say, you know what, let me come out of this line, that whole thing will stop. You understand? So we have to check ourselves. If I check myself and the next person checks himself and we see something that demands immediate reaction and we're like, you know what, let me take a step back at this. Let me think about this. This is not right. Now you have taken yourself out of the equation. But once you put yourself in the equation, you even multiply the effects of that chain.
You see, thanks for that. I really, that's a very good one. But like you said, people should be critical about what they consume.
Exactly.
You should be critical about what you consume. Don't just consume anything. If you're going to eat, you don't just go to any restaurant that they just give you garbage and you shove it down your throat. You don't shove garbage. Fake news, to me, is garbage. And if you consume fake news without do your due diligence or without rebuking the person that is pushing that fake news, you are shoving garbage down your throat. That is like you are consuming garbage. So,
and then pushing garbage to other people.
Yes, and the more you help that person to promote that video, you actually accomplice. So, be critical consumer of news and information. Also, we need to fact check information before sharing it.
Exactly.
And avoid spreading rumor or unverified information.
Exactly.
So number 2 is that we can also support legitimate news source and promote media literacy by standing informed and educated. We can recognize fake news and help prevent the spread.
Even what's her name? Summer Aku Vlogs on YouTube talks about it, that she doesn't talk about any information that she hears. She makes sure that big news stations, newspapers have carried those information before she talks about it. Because you can't just come as a journalist and then you want to be talking about every little thing that come out, because you don't know which one is gossip, you don't know which one is true, you don't know which one is just
the source is really important.
Rumor. You don't know which one is rumor. You don't know anything. So we have to be very careful on this type of things, because you would think, oh, Shebi, I'm just pressing send. This is how bullying starts.
Yes.
This is how bullying starts. People's names get dragged in the mud. People committing suicide anyhow. Mental health. It's very serious.
Just like I said, everything bottom down to making money. So just look at this one. It's like government also have a role to play this one, and I believe that the government, right, government can take steps that will combat fake news by they can implement regulation that has a policy that will prevent fake news.
How can that be enforced?
What they have to do is, what I believe government can do is that when they have that policy in place, they need to read it out black and white so that nobody will say that I don't know they have policy against such and such. You see, I'm a kind of person that believe in free speech. I believe in freedom of speech. But we also need to understand that there's nothing in this world that comes free. Even freedom of speech is not free. You understand?
To a certain level?
There is a price you pay for having freedom of speech. When you have freedom of speech, the price is that you have to be a responsible user. You must be responsible for every speech you utter out of your mouth.
True.
So if we have freedom of speech, that okay, you can do whatever you like, in as much nobody is getting hurt. Right? I understand. I support that. I am totally against government trying to silence his people. But at the same time, nobody should use that opportunity to be causing unrest. So what I believe government can do in this way is to have Internet Use Act or Social Media Use Act that will implement some or enact some law that will make individual be responsible for whatever they put on the internet. So, and they should let them know the punishment behind it.
Look at Blessing CEO. I think she got arrested, and she paid the I can't remember how many millions of naira that she had to pay. She got arrested because she said she knows information about somebody dying or somebody. I can't remember that. That case. So
someone like
there should
me,
be consequences for people's actions when what they are saying is not true. Definitely.
I hate the fact that, or I just hate it that when you're trying to dig into people's personal lifestyle, how does that promote, how does that add to the growth of your country? It's their personal lifestyle. If people don't want you to dig, don't dig. You understand? But people go all the way to, thank God, there's a law of karma. We've seen an example like that. That people that always go into people's business, bring it to the social media and make a mess of those people. And at the end, you see what happened to those who are carrying those news. We have it in America here. We have an example here. We have an example in Nigeria also. People that do carry people's personal business, in return, their own business also flaunt on social media. So nobody here is holy. You are not holy.
Yeah.
So people made mistake. People have we have our flaws. So I believe government. In my own case, honestly, I would like government to have punishment for fake news, so that people will be responsible. You can't be pushing things there in the name of free speech and be causing problem in the
society.
That's what I believe government should do. Also, when we take government out of this, when you look at the social media companies, right, they also need to work with the government. And these are the main, like the real problem is here with the social media organization.
How many can they sieve out?
They write the algorithm. All they have to do is to write a program that can, I believe they can use programming and reach human filtering to bring, a message like this. When someone carry news and in that particular country, social media also should have their own team that look into something like that and see if that person is carrying fake news.
Genuine.
And there should be a sanction on such person. You don't just delete those videos. You search that person probably for a month or for 2 or 3 months. My take on the media company will be that, on social media company will be that they need algorithm and human moderator to identify and remove false information. That's what I think they should do. So,
like YouTube, they can give you like strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, then you're off that social media platform. Yeah.
So that would be on that. So social media, the company, they have a lot to do. So additionally, news organization can work to increase transparency and accountability. Also promote responsible journalism. Before we go on, right, like we normally do on this channel, I normally have Bible verse that do support our topic. So if you look at Proverbs 6:16 to 19, it says that there are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and a light tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked scheme, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pour out lies, and a person who stir up conflicts in the community. This guy fall in this one. A person who stir up conflicts in the community.
And I won't even say it's only Igbo people. They do it everywhere.
Yes,
in the world,
but this is now common in Nigeria with all these guys that will run out of the bush. They run out of...
Maybe that's their
kind of
own
style.
way of style.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You see, like I said, I believe in people being creative, but do not use it to cause problems.
Use it positively.
Use it in a positive way.
Yeah.
So this guy fall into someone that is using fake news to cause conflicts in the community. So the passage make it clear that lying and spreading false information are detestable to God.
Yeah.
So,
do not be a false witness. True.
Yes. Ephesians 4:25 also say that therefore each of you must put off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbor, for we are all members of one body. That's another verse that address that we should be responsible and be truthful and avoid spreading false information. We have Proverbs 12:22. The Lord detests lying lips, but it delights in people who are trustworthy. That's another thing. Spreading fake news make you to be untrustworthy. Then we have James 1:26. Those who consider themselves religious are yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongue. Deceive themselves. And their religion is worthless. This verse reminds us that our faith is not just about our belief, but also about our action, how we relate to people. So we need to be careful about what we say, what we put out there, or spreading false information. And lastly, I have here Proverb 19 verse 9. A false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pour out lies will perish. So this verse warns us that there's going to be a consequence of spreading false information.
Yeah.
And when you look at it this way, if God if Bible make us understand that false witness carries punishment, how much more that the government cannot do the same? This is what I see to be putting the country in order.
Exactly.
Okay? Information travel faster than anything.
Sometimes that's why I'm like, can we even blame the people doing this? They are just trying to look for $5 here, $10 here, just
at the expense of putting the country in jeopardy.
Unfortunately, at the expense of putting everybody in jeopardy, because that's the way they know that when we put this video out, a lot of people will want to watch, a lot of people will want to see,
And
so
I don't blame them. Just look at it.
Can you even blame them?
If you go on YouTube now, if you see videos with more views, right?
It is.
They are the videos that do gossip.
Negative
videos that are gossip that are negative.
Exactly.
You can understand that it's more or less like demand and supply. This is what people like. People just like stupid things. They like gossip.
When are we going to make our t-shirts? #supply and demand.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that.
There's always going to be demand, but just make sure, are you the demander or are you the supplier? Are you the one that's making these negative videos?
Yeah.
Or are you the one that's sharing them? Because once you click share, you might as well have made that video. So it's very important, you guys. We're definitely going to make that t-shirt #supply and demand. And we're going to make a separate video about that.
Honestly speaking, before we round up, what's your conclusion to fake news spreader? I want you to say something that even though people still push out fake news, where it stop, if we come together as one to stop fake news, is stop, right? Even though when they post it, that's where it's going to stop. Nobody will help them to spread it out.
But unfortunately, people like the gossip, so people are still
where
going
do you
to
think
talk
it
about
should
it.
stop?
Even in our stopping it,
I want people to know that, okay, you see, even though Nigerians still say that we're not one, but there's a lot that bind us together than what divides us. So I still want people to say, when you see anybody spreading fake news, don't support
join
it.
them. Don't
help them share it. Instead of them, write a comment that bash it, put a thumbs down, and report that fake news
to the social media company or whatever. Yeah.
So that way we can stop them from doing this rubbish.
What I've noticed is, because the news is even talking about that thing,
people want to listen.
Everybody, there's no bad publicity, is what they say. There's no bad publicity. Is anybody still talking about it? That's what somebody's talking about it. That's what, as long as you are talking about it, it is still fueling the whole thing.
But honestly,
the thing is, I think the most important thing, like you said, is don't promote it on make a comment about it that this is wrong, don't do it. Then report it to the social media company, whatever the platform that they are on, and just let it go. It's not everything we see that we should talk about.
Exactly.
So and don't help them to foil it. Don't help them to feel.
Yeah, because that's what they want.
Yeah,
they just when they push it, it's just one view. So when you help them foil it, they get more view.
Another thing that I was going to say, another illustration that I was going to use is the ants and the grasshopper. The grasshopper is always going to be fake news, right? The grasshopper is a fake news. The ants can always say, let's come together, because there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Right? So when the ants all come together and say, no, we are not going to give us the food that we've been saving for the past rainy season, we are not going to give you now in the dry season. You understand what I'm saying? When all the ants come together, they can beat 4 or 5 grasshoppers.
Yeah. That's power in number.
Power in number, exactly. So when we come together as one and we say no to bad government,
And
because that's the
not-
main thing. That's the main issue. If we say no to bad government, then we
Not-
can flourish and we will not have to go through extremes of putting out fake news to make money.
Yeah, you're
Simple.
right. Right now, we're going to draw the curtain on this one, and we hope you learn one or two things about fake news. Let us stop fake news. Don't promote it. Don't help them to share it.
Yes.
Give them a thumbs down, and be sure that you do not be a partaker in spreading fake news. We only have one country. Let's promote it. And that will be it on us. Thank you, Lane Prim, for your time. Until next time, stay blessed. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.